This is one of the very relevant topic in today's scenario for the GMP point of view, and generally it is being taken care by QA department of the pharma plant. So destruction of the expired finished goods we will discuss. So first of all we will have a introduction on the topic, then we will go for the handling of the expired finished goods and the statutory requirements for the disposal of the expired drugs in the safe way. So you will find here a picture on the where we are showing the drug disposal options. So if there are the two things, one is the FDA flush list. If the medicine is in FDA flush list, then it is required to be flushed in the toilet. So immediately if it is in the flush list, then you require to immediately flush your medicine in the toilet and scratch out all the personal information on the bottle and recycle if it is required and throw it anywhere. So if it is given in the FDA flush list, so you require to flush it in a toilet. If it is not in the FDA flush list, then you require to have the proper and the safe disposal through the ETP plant as well, or the household trash or anything. So these are the two options where if the medicine is in the flush list, or another one if it is not there. And the third option is available if you are required to take it back to the medicine to the main wholesaler or the manufacturer. If you require to have send it back to the manufacturer, then you should provide it to the shop where you have purchased it. Okay, so this is the actual requirement for the drug disposal system. Now we come to the introduction part. Here the material destruction is the destruction of the manufacturing or the remainder test samples, control samples, rejected raw and packing materials, rejected finished products, and market return defective or expired goods. So generally the material destruction is here we will refer for the samples which are from the manufacturing or the test remaining samples in the test analysis, or the control samples, rejected raw packing material, rejected finished goods, or the market return defective or expired goods. For example, the expired control and the stability sample of the finished good, expired control sample of the raw and packing material, expired and returned finished goods, unused and rejected packaging material, in process rejections, balance sample quantity after testing, in process sample after testing, or any other item as recommended for the destruction is required to have a proper destruction of the material and the medicine. So now we come to the initiation of the material destruction. How to initiate the material destruction process. Initiate the destruction of the material by filing a material destruction form, get it authorized through the GM plant and approved by head QA and the QA department. Then it goes to the destroy the material in presence of the QA person as per the procedure. And destruction of the in process material shall be recorded in the respective BMRs, and the destruction of the leftover QC samples are required, or the control samples are required to be recorded in the respective logbook. So now we come to the rejected or the expired raw materials. First of all, the expired raw materials, these are the expired raw materials are those that may be retained sample in the QC analysis, and or maybe during the inventory of the warehouse where all the raw materials are kept there. So sometimes if the raw material is not in use, and remain unused and just crosses shelf life, then it is comes in expired raw material. So take out the material from the rejected materials area as per the procedure. If the raw material is expired, then it needs to be placed in the rejected material store area. Then go for the check the labeling and the remove all labels except the red reject labels. All labels means the manufacturer label and the previous labels which are pasted on the container or the bags are required to be removed, except only you require to have the rejected label which being posted by the quality control and authorized by the QA department that the following materials are rejected, and that rejected label should be every at the time of the disposal, at the time of the destruction, should be on the container or bags. So transfer the same container or bags to the scrap yard, then go for the dissolve and suspended the material in water if it is as per the procedure. If it is in water or some any other medium, it is required to have the proper dissolving process. So same solvent can be used for the disposal or the destruction of material. So add the neutralizer or any other thing, maybe sodium hypochlorite as per the requirement, or sodium hydroxide, or hydrochloric acid. As per the nature of the material, you require to get it neutralized. So and check its pH, and then it being flushed or drained to the solution to the ETP, effluent treatment plant. You require to drain the solution and enter all the details in the respective logbooks or records. So this is the procedure for the raw materials. And for those raw materials which are toxic and have the hazardous nature, are required to have the proper disposal through only the authorized or competent authority. So take it note it here that if it is hazardous or it is toxic, you require to have an agreement for the government approved agency just to get it to them, and they will proper have a incineration of the material or safe disposal at their own facility. You are not required to have the destruction of any toxic or hazardous material at your site, and you are not required to drain into the ETP, because toxic and hazardous material may have impact on the environment. So you should properly and you should have a clear idea about what are the toxic materials, what are the hazardous materials, and which may the material which may have impact to the environment are required to be given to the outside agency, government authorized outside agency, which are responsible for the destruction of such materials. Then we come to the what are the procedure for the leftover samples of IPQA, RM, PM, and the finished goods, control samples, and stability samples. These are the samples which are generally being produced from day routine life in the quality control laboratory, on the shop floor, and from the QA department, which are also required to be safe disposal or the destruction. So separate the samples in the two parts, that is product and the packaging material. You must be clearly have the two separate parts, one for the product which being formulated at our site to be separate, and the packaging material are required to be separate. For example, if a medicine is packed in carton labels with insert and everything, and one is the primary, so you require to primary packing material to be segregated from the packaging material, because packaging material required to be tear off, and the primary packing material which contains the medicine or that expired medicine required to be decant from the primary packing container to a such big container, and then it requires to the further destruction process. The product part is collected in the plastic bag or container or the and labeled it as a waste for disposal. The destruction of the tablet shall be done with the defoiling of the strips of the tablets and dissolving the tablets in water with a 2% sodium hydroxide solution, and then deseal the vials and dissolve the suspend the same into the container of water and utilize the same if needed. Again here we will require to mention whatever the suitable solvents. Generally the universal solvent is water, which is being used for the solubilizing every medicine or every product. But if it is a reactive to the water, then it have some other option for the solution and disposal. So required to have proper solubility and dissolving all such medicines or product into the water or suitable solvent. So pass it into the drain and flush with the sufficient water if it is there. The packaging material and this drain and passing, as I told earlier, is flushed to the ETP, and from ETP to the centralized ETP. Or if it is hazardous and toxicology, then it is required to be directly sent to the outside agency for proper disposal. For the hazardous or toxic medicine or substance, are not required to have proper defoiling or anything. You require to have proper agreement in place that the outside agency will take care all the expired medicines, toxicology or hazardous substance. So pass it into the drain and flush with the sufficient water. Then the packing material part of the label, boxes, glasses, plastic container is to be collected in a plastic bag and label as the packing material waste for the disposal, and then transfer the same to the scrapyard. In scrapyard, cut the waste packing material and crush the glass material before destruction. So this all about the raw and packaging material control samples. Now we come to the finished goods. For finished good, transfer the finished goods under QA supervision to scrapyard. Separate into again the two parts, that is the product and the packaging material. The destruction of the tablet shall be done by defoiling the strips of the tablet and dissolving the tablet into 2% NaOH. As for the other things, we do deseal and whilst the dissolve and suspend the same into the water, pass it into the again drain and flush with sufficient water. Packaging material part to be a label, boxes and glass for the plastic container are to be cut off the crust manually and collect the fine mass in plastic or corrugated box and dispose the same to the scrap. So almost the same procedure being followed as the raw material we do for the finished products. Generally we do. Then we come to the rejected or obsolete packing materials. So rejected or obsolete packing materials, take out the material from the rejected material area, then go for the check the labeling and the remove all labels, label for the destruction to be put on the container and transfer the same to the scrapyard. In scrapyard, pass it all the materials from shredder or the tier of the material, collect the fine shreds in plastic bags and dispose of the same in dustbin as required, and it is, if it is hazardous or the toxic, then it is required to be given to the outside agency. Enter the detail in the respective logbooks or records. Then we come to the rejected or the obsolete packing material. The packing material part, that is label, boxes and glasses or the plastic container, is to be collected in a plastic bag and label as the packing material waste for disposal. So same is required also to be transferred the same to the end of the day or to the scrapyard. In scrapyard, cut the waste packing material and crush the glass material, collect the fine mass plastic and the corroded box and dispose the same. Now come to the online rejection. Online rejection is being produced at the on the shop floor. So separate the waste in the two parts, as I told, product and the packaging material. Again, you require to put the label on the container or the plastic bag as waste for disposal, transfer the same to scrapyard and dissolve the same with the contained water and utilize the same if needed and pass it to the drain or the flush with the sufficient water. So destruction, now we come to the destruction of the expired finished goods. Here we are concerning about the expired finished goods. It is like that the maximum number of the cases we observe that the expired good or the market return materials which is expired or defective product that is being recalled from the market. So mainly the highlights of the biomedical waste management rules is there 2016. These rules are effective from the 28th March 2016. These rules shall apply to the all persons who generate, collects and receive the store, transport, treat, dispose or handle biomedical waste in any form. So biomedical waste, what is the definition of the biomedical waste? Biomedical waste means by any waste which is generated during the diagnosis, treatment or immunization of the human beings or animals or research activities pertaining thereto or into the production or testing of the biological or in health camps, including the categories mentioned in the Schedule I appended to these rules. So this is the definition of the biomedical waste. And the prescribed authority means the State Pollution Control Board in respect of the State Pollution Control Committees, or in case it is in respect of the union territories. If it is the state, then it is applicable for the state, and if it is union territory, then it is applicable to the union territory. Now we will discuss about the need of the hour. What are the today's requirement and what is today's need, just to go for. So today's need for to formulation of the policies and the systems of the segregation, collection and disposal of the pharmaceuticals at the domestic at the domestic as well as at the specific stages of the pharmaceutical distribution, and then the collection and the safe disposal systems of the unused, expired or unexpired medicines must be developed and implemented at the local government level. So this is the need of the our, we require to have the proper policies and the procedure should be in place for the proper collection and the safe disposal system for the unused or expired or unexpired medicines. Sometimes medicines are not expired, but as the patient being cured from the disease, the medicines are sent to the or throw into the dustbins. These are required to have a proper collection and the safe disposal systems. So another one is the monitoring of the large scale disposal of the unused pharmaceutical. As I told, the medicine is not expired, but the patient is cured and these medicines are being thrown into the dustbin. It should not be. There should be a proper safe collection and disposal of such type of the medicines, because medicine once bought and taken into the custody of the anyone is not required to be referred to the another. So sometimes when it is given to the waste, there may be chance that this unused or unexpired medicine may be given to the again come into the cycle and given to the another patient. So we should have a proper system in place that from each and every house or from a hospital or institution, the unexpired medicines or unused pharmaceutical dosages should be properly collected and properly disposed of. So development of the nationwide awareness on the ill effects of the unsafe and inappropriate disposal of the mechanism is also need of the hour. So you require to have a proper awareness through the nation. What are the ill effects of the waste or any unused medicine? So this awareness should be given through the social media platform or any other platform. So you must be having all this in place. So to reduce the unnecessary medicine purchases or the consumption is also the need of our. Few people's purchase the medicine from the shop and get it to their home, and it remains 1 year 2 year remains there, and then it their home. So if any unnecessary medicine is not required to be purchased or for the consumption, ultimately the dispose the safely medicine to prevent its abuse. So aerosols is another waste. So disposal of the disposable aerosols and the inhaler should not be burnt or incinerated. High temperature may cause them to explode or possibly causing injury to the operators and the damage to the furnace or the incinerator. Provided they do not contain poisonous substance, they should be disposed of in a landfill or dispersed among the municipal waste. That is the today's requirement. Then we come to the waste immobilization. Encapsulation involves the immobilization of the pharmaceutical in a solid block within a plastic or steel drum. They are filled with the 75% capacity of the solid or semi-solid pharmaceutical, and remaining space is filled with the pouring the medium such as the cement or cement like mixture or the plastic form, whatever it is. Then once the drum are filled with the 75% capacity of the mixture of the lime, cement and water in the proportion of the 15 15 and 5, then added to the drum filled with the capacity, and the steel drums lids should be then be bent or back to the or sealed ideally by seam or the spot welding, and the sealed drums should be placed at the base of the landfill and covered with the fresh municipal solid waste. So this is another requirement. So for the liquid pharmaceutical with no or the low fixed toxicity are required to be disposed of. Pharmaceutical that can be classed as readily biodegradable organic materials, including the liquid vitamins that may be diluted and flushed into the sewer. Then harmless solution of the different concentration of the certain salts, amino acids, lipids, glucose may also be disposed or into the sewer. If there are no sewer, first diluted with the large volume of the water and poured into the large water courses, and providing they are immediately dispersed and diluted by the flowing of river water. That is generally it is not being recommended, but if you don't have any sewerage system and anything, then it is, but it is not being prescribed or anything, so you require to have a proper dispose of system in place. So landfill is also there. Place the waste directly into the land disposal site without prior treatment or the preparation. If it is there, then the oldest and the most widely practiced method is disposing of the solid waste. It is there, landfill. And the untreated waste must be rapidly covered with the other municipal waste to prevent scavenging. तो ये एक जनरल रिक्वायरमेंट है जो कि आपको लैंडफिल के थ्रू आपको देखनी होती है कि जहाँ पे भी ये चीज़ें जाती है तो म्यूनिसिपल किस तरह से उसको डिस्पोज ऑफ करता है. सो कॉशन केयर शुड बी टेकन टू प्रिवेंट द कंटेमिनेशन ऑफ द ग्राउंड वाटर. सो अल्टीमेटली एवरीवन's responsible to save the environment. Return to the manufacturer or the donor. It is also the returning unusable drugs or expired drugs to the safe disposal by the manufacturer to the manufacturer, or the unwanted or unrequested donations, especially those that arrive past or unreasonably near their expiry date. It may be possible to return them to the donor or the manufacturer for the disposal, or whenever feasible this should be first choice, because the manufacturer is likely to have good disposal method at its disposal. It can also help in preventing the recycling and drug of the other sources. Now come to the sewer. Some liquid pharmaceuticals like syrups or intravenous IV fluids can be diluted with water, then flushed into the sewer in small quantities over a period of the time without serious public health or environmental effect. Or the fast flowing water courses may likewise be used to flush small quantities of well diluted liquid pharmaceutical and antiseptics. So few of the draft guidelines are there for the good distribution practices for the pharmaceutical. These are the taken from the CDSCO websites. You may go through. Issues relating to the inappropriate disposal of the expired medicine. As I told earlier, these are the few things which are required to be taken care while disposing of any medicine or unused pharmaceutical. Then the recommended disposal method of the some of the formulations, semi-solid or solid formulation and powder, anti-infective drugs or anti-neoplastic drugs are required to be encapsulated to delay release for the environment or the avoid high concentration. This is required to be taken care while disposing or the destruction of the medicine. Then we come to the chemical decomposition. If an appropriate incinerator is not available, the option of the chemical decomposition can be used in accordance with the manufacturer recommendations and followed by the landfill. So it is required to be in place. Then we come to the major disposal method recommended by the international authorities. Returning to the manufacturer, it is the first thing. Then landfill, and as I told, waste immobilization, that is the encapsulation process. Then we come to the sewer, then incineration, and finally the chemical decomposition, which gone through the ETP plant. So biomedical waste management BMWM plan is already in place. Previous legislation was passed in the 1998 and the new rule is given in the 2016. Then we come to the statutory requirement for the disposal of the expired drugs as per the DNC 1940 and rules 1945. There are the few amendments are given in the waste management rules 2016. So sorting categories are also there. How to sort the medicines or the expired or unused pharmaceutical. It is also there. So you may have the list of the sorting categories. Then incineration process, pharmaceutical waste like antibiotics, cytotoxic drugs, including all items contaminated with cytotoxic, along with the glass or the plastic chemical vials, are required to be discarded separately and in a proper manner with the incineration process. So you require to have the SOP for the proper disposal of the expired drugs. So all the GMP facilities are required to prepare a SOP for the proper disposal of expired drugs. So ampoules are required to have the anti-neoplastic, anti-infective drugs must not be crushed and the liquid discharged to the sewer. So you require to take the help of the outside agency for the safe disposal of such type of the anti-infective or the anti-neoplastic drugs. So here it is the category and the type of the bag or container used and type of waste and treatment and disposal of the disposal option. So different categories are there: yellow category, red category, white category, and the blue category. Different type of the containers which are required to be disposed of, what type of the wastes are included in this category, and what treatment and disposal options are given as per the rules is given here. So you may go through the same. So ultimately the rules 65 of the Drug and Cosmetic Act is there. For having the different meaning of the expiry dates. Then rule 96 is there for the drug and cosmetic rules, and the schedule P for the drug and cosmetic rule is there, which all given the definition of the expired drugs. So near expired drugs is there, the efficacy of which is about to lapse within the 3 months. So you must have knowing the definition about the near expiry date, that the drugs which about to lapse within the 3 months from the expiry date printed on the label by its manufacturer as just for example COVID-19 emergency use approval drug remdesivir. So you require to knowing the definition of these. Then we come to the schedule 4 of the part A, labels for the biomedical waste containers or bags. These are the symbols of the labels for the biohazard and the cytotoxic hazardous label. Then we go for the references for preparation of this presentation. We go for the biomedical waste, especially the 1998, and then we go for the rules 2016, which is currently effective, and then schedule M, disposal of the waste as per the GMP, and the labels of the transport of the biomedical waste in containers, bags, and schedule for the rule of the 8, 3 or 5. So this all about the references of this occupation. So thank you all.